We filmed our first like real TikTok where we set it up.
Set up a ring light just like this.
He's like, we're like, if you're not overweight or obese, like swipe the fuck off this video.
Yeah.
And then it's like, people are like, oh shit. So then we post that video at like 9 o'clock at night. We wake up at like 8 o'clock in the morning. That video has like 200,000 views.
Yeah.
You're now tuning in to Unfiltered.
Go.
All right, let's get it.
Yo, Chris, come in just a little bit
Right here. Right about here. Am I good there?
You're in for sure.
I'm in.
I can see
him. Can you see it?
Yeah, he's all the way in.
Okay.
I'm in.
Yep.
All right,
Perfect.
cool.
Yeah, you're in. Yeah.
We good? Perfect.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Hey, that's how we start Unfiltered, guys. Listen, there's another podcast of Unfiltered, and this is how we get started. We got not the one and only, the two and only Vision Twins on set. This is Unfiltered in Arizona edition. We literally flew all the way over here, man. It's dry, it's hot, but listen, we're making it happen. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. We have over here Coach K and Coach A. So
let's rock and roll.
So I'll let you guys introduce yourselves to everybody who you guys are, Vision Twins. So the people that don't know who you guys are.
Yeah, 100%. I'll go first. So my name's Angelo.
My name is Calvin.
And we are the Vision Twins. We both lost a combined 300 pounds. And now it's our life mission to show the entire world how to do the same thing.
Exactly. Awesome. Well, listen, guys, thank you. This is a very personal podcast edition episode for me, for the fact that, you know, I'm a client of yours and you guys have been able to help me in my weight loss journey. You know, exactly what you guys have done for yourselves and many, many other people. So thank you for joining another episode of Unfiltered. You know, the purpose of this is to kind of highlight entrepreneurship in a way where, you know, it doesn't have to be in Fort Lauderdale. I mean, that's just what we're based out of. But the whole purpose is kind of like a behind the scenes of how you guys do your day to day. What made you do what it is that you guys are doing currently for your business and stuff like that. So I actually want to get started. How did you guys get to the point where you guys are at now? Like, how was that journey from you guys losing weight to then converting this into a business?
How much time we got, man? We got enough time for this? Let's just make sure we good on
We'll get
time.
the short version.
All right. So how do we start? So we could start off where we first lost weight, right? We were 17, 18 years old. Growing up always the fat kids, you know what I mean? Fat guys playing football and sports and everything. And so we always had this background of like athletics, right? Our dad was professional soccer player in Honduras. So he was always in shape for the majority of our life. However, during the most important years when, you know, from, I would say, 8 years old to
about 9 years old. So from 9 years old, our dad had gotten locked up. He is originally an immigrant from Honduras. He came out here, met my mom, 1998. They got married after 10 days.
Yeah.
And then they were hitting it off strong. And then, man, we were born in 1999. And then, he was in our life from when we were born till we're about 9 years old.
Where were you guys born?
Yeah, so we're born and raised in San Diego, California, East County, El Cajon to be exact. So we grew up in the box, man, El Cajon. And our dream was always to make it out of the box.
Yeah.
That's what everybody wants to do where we're from, is to make it out of the box.
Yeah.
And so we did it, man. And but yeah, our dad, starting from like the weight loss side of things, he was super in shape, soccer player growing up from Honduras. We played soccer, had a good background in sports. And then when we were 9 years old, our dad got locked up. He had went out to a bar one night and he flashed his pistol in the bar, got caught up, rode away on his bike, you know, high on drugs, all that.
Yeah.
He was a drug dealer and got arrested, man. And they weren't playing in 2008. And he went to prison. He was gone for about 4 years. So from 9 years old to about 13, we didn't have our dad. That's when we're transitioning from flag football into real football, right? Middle school, we're going into, you know, tackle. We were missing that strong father figure during that time. And
let me ask you about this. So during that time, right? Because a lot of kids are going from, you know, like pee-wee leagues to now high school, you know, where you have people that are about to go to college, right? They're already grown men, and then you're a freshman. So were you guys already like at that point big to the sense where like I'm gonna be a lineman or something like that, or did it kind of happen where you're like, well, we're a little bit bigger, so let's go for that position?
Nah, bro. It's like when you're and I'm gonna say this one because I used to want to play running back. Right?
Okay.
I used to try to play like all the skill positions and everything, but I was a fat kid, so like coaches were like, oh, here, give him the ball every once in a while just to let him feel good as a kid. But like I was throwing on the line because we were big.
Correct.
I mean, I remember when I was 9 years old, I went to my mom and I was like 200 pounds at that time. and for a 9-year-old.
Wow.
And I was like, I was like 190, and I was
Yeah.
like, Mom, I'm about to be 200 pounds. And like, I remember at this time we were just kind of going through it, like as
Yeah.
a family financially and everything. And she's like, we got to keep you under 200, but that never turned into
Yeah.
action, right? It was always she's working all day, so we got to eat
Yeah.
whatever we want at home. And so really, just from there, I went from 9 to really going into high school. I went from 200 to 250.
Yeah.
So I remember going into freshman year at 250 pounds,
Wow.
going into try out for football. Didn't even pass the physical. And that was like the first time that I
Yeah.
realized like being fat wasn't good
Yeah.
because you have to like actually pass a physical test to play
Yep.
high school sports. And so we like went to like 4 different physical
Yeah.
or whatever places, primary cares to try to get past the physical. And then finally one paid him like $20, let us play. And essentially that's how I got
Yeah.
into sports as like high school career. And then from there, man, 15 to whatever, graduating, played football all 4 years. Sophomore year, we got moved up to varsity because we were pretty good.
Yeah.
It's just like
Still, yeah.
never took it serious all the way to like this is gonna be professional.
It was
You know
more
what
the
I mean?
school side of things. We just
Now,
we didn't have that school.
Your
background.
coaches at the time, did they, tell you guys like, oh, I remember when I was in high school, I was always a taller guy, but then they were like, and I think because of that, they kind of tend to like, all right, let's make them into a lineman or something like that. They were like, hey, they literally would give us like peanut butter and bagels every morning for free. Like, hey, you gotta eat, you gotta eat, you gotta eat. And that's all we were taught. Now we were working out so much every day that you didn't get fat instantly, but that was the mentality behind it. And I think there's a lot of people that were in our shoes that once that disconnect happened with sports, it's like, okay, now you're eating how you were okay eating. I mean, it was not supposed to be healthy. It wasn't healthy eating. It was not.
Mm-hmm.
But because
After
you were
the
burning
season.
so much calories
Right.
of going 2 days and all that stuff,
Right.
after you stop working out like that, that's what happened with me. I ended up just like eating like I was eating like to get bulk or
Right.
bigger, because that was always the thing.
That's how
Bigger,
you ate.
bigger.
Right, that's
I
how
don't know
you
about you guys, but I remember one of my coaches used to always like beef the numbers up.
Mhm.
I was 250. He's like, oh yeah, this guy's 275.
Yeah.
I mean, he was like selling me to the colleges, and they were
Right.
like, "Oh, you're 6'1". I'm 6 foot. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
hey, whatever you gotta do to make it. I get it, is like a
Yeah.
beauty contest, but that was the mindset that got instilled into my head, because it's during, especially high school, because it's like 4 solid years,
Mhm.
and those 4 years feel like a lifetime for whatever reason. Now, the ones that get a chance to go in college, that's you keep extending that, right?
Mhm.
So that's what drew me to you guys, in the sense of like, you guys have been there. The fact that I see you guys with the pictures of you guys playing football, and I was like, that was me. That was
Mhm.
literally me. And then I was just like, what happened? I was like, I don't know. Time just went by.
Where
Here's
the
the-
disconnect happened.
Let me ask you this, man. So, Chris, like when you were in high school, did you ever really want to play lineman though?
Not necessarily. I think everybody wants to play a skilled position. per
Tight
se.
end?
Correct.
I'm gonna
So
go to tight
I
end.
was more, well, actually, quick little story about how I got into football. My love is actually basketball. I'm from New York, played basketball all my life, and I was always basketball. And then literally after 9/11 happened, I haven't shared this yet on any podcast. My dad was in the Twin Tower. He worked there for 25 years. So that shook my entire, it flipped my life upside down, because luckily he survived. But my dad was scared of flying planes, going on trains, everything, because he lived it. I mean, he saw his coworkers jump. He counted like X amount of coworkers. Like, I would have been there if it was 5 minutes later. Like, he had a schedule that he had to stick to. And if the first plane literally would have hit 5 minutes later, he would have been on the 100th floor. That was a wrap. So he had to walk from Manhattan all the way to Queens, which is like, that's crazy. You don't do that.
Mhm.
I don't even think you run marathons like that. That's just long distance, because all the trains were shut down. For me, my school at the time was 2 blocks away. By the time I found out, I was home, because they just put us into a bus and we're like, what's going on? What's going on? Funny enough, that day, me and my buddies that morning, we're like, what if aliens took over the world? That's literally what we talked about that
Right.
morning. And I was just
Wow.
like, yo, Josh, what's going on?
Right.
We had no idea.
Damn.
I ended up getting on the bus that does not my route. We got home. My mom's like hugging me. She's like, don't turn on the TV. I'm like, first thing I did, turn on the TV.
Yeah.
Every channel, bro. The towers. Like, is this a movie? What's going on?
Right.
What?
So that affected me in the sense where we're like, moving forward, my dad was like, we need a break. We need a vacation. So we're like, what better place than Disney World? We have family in Florida. So we went to Florida. We drove. My dad did not want to fly. We drove. And we're like, all right, cool. And the next thing you know is like, let's make the move. And we dropped everything we were doing. So then at that point, I had no friends. I had nobody. I had maybe one of my girl cousins was living here, but she was in a different high school.
Mhm.
So she told me, "Is like, Chris, get into sports. Maybe you'll kind of." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. I see movies, with the jocks and everything."
Yeah.
I was like, "That'll be my way to kind of make friends."
Right.
And literally, I will not forget. First day, Shout out to my boy Phil Daru. I was walking down and the where everybody's hanging out before you go to class, and this guy's like, "Hey, you come here, man." I was like, "What's up?" He's like, "Hey, you play football?" I was like, "Not really." I was like, "I don't even play Madden. Like, I didn't know anything about football, bro." He's like, "Come to practice today." I'm like, "I only got cleats."
Was he on the team or
he was a captain.
Okay.
So he was recruiting for JV.
What year is this?
This was my freshman year. So this was 2003. So then I was like, all right, cool. I called my pops. I was like, hey, I need cleats. He's like, he went to Walmart, bought a pair of cleats. Literally, it was the funniest thing because they were Walmart cleats, $14. Yeah. And the coach the first day, because they were so clean, he's like, boy, those are some good cleats. And I'm over here like, yo, these are the cheapest. But I didn't know what to do. And I remember I was just like, I always loved being into sports. So I was like, let me give it a chance. But it kind of worked out because we made like a brotherhood. I was able to like meet a lot of new people. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't until honestly end of sophomore year, junior year, where I switched and I was like, I love football. This is pretty dope. Because I ain't gonna lie, that first year, I was just like on the sidelines. I was like, I don't know what's going on. Mm-hmm. I was like, kick the ball. It's that 2 points. I don't know what's going on, bro. Yeah. I was just doing it for the workout. So when I was like, oh, I get a scholarship for this? I was like, okay. I always played for high school. I played basketball and I did football and I did track and field because of my coach. The field sports. Mm-hmm. He's like, you got to stay in shape.
Shot put and everything.
Correct. So and then because of that, it was pretty cool because I was able to do a lot of things that maybe I would have never experimented with. But football was a big part because it was all like, just like working out every day, 2 days, and get bigger. And the second that I found out, once I graduated, I was like, all right, I want to pursue architecture. There is no connection with architecture and football. The only person that I know was Andrew Luck. I don't know if you guys knew, but Andrew Luck studied architecture.
Designer, yeah.
Yeah, and that doesn't go hand in hand. Like even the schools are like, yo, that you have class during practice. It's impossible. Mm-hmm. You got to pick one or the other. So I made the tough choice of like, all right, I want to take my study seriously, but you miss that, right? And then you have in your mind, you're like, oh, I'm good. I did all this workout for X amount of years that you can kind of like slack off in a way. And you're not even watching what you're eating. I was just eating like I was going to go do 2 days, but I wasn't.
But you're doing architecture behind the computer.
Correct. And then that's when slowly but surely, and that's when I look back at my photos, I was like, whoa, I let myself go. And it wasn't like a 2 month, it was like years.
How much did you weigh getting out of high school?
I weighed, getting out of high school, I was like around 255.
Oh, that's not
I was around 255. But I was more muscular. And then after that,
playing football.
Yeah, correct. Then after that, I remember I weighed myself freshman year 283. And I remember I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, all right, I got to get back to working out like the way I did or whatever. And I probably worked out once a week. And it was a hard workout. But at the time I was like, that's good. That's enough. Like work out once a week. The next week I'll be back at it.
Some adults
next week. The people at the gym are like, Chris, nice to see you, man. I'll see you next week.
So I had no direction. I felt lost. At the time, social media wasn't social media the way it is now. I was not really like educated to the point where I was like, knowing about macros, knowing about counting calories. There's a lot of tactics that I'm learning now that it's funny. The other day I dropped off my daughter at preschool and I saw like they're teaching about the healthy foods, broccolis and all this stuff. And I'm like, it's so funny how everything ties into this basic foundation stuff that we learned at some point, but we were just like, the fuck is this? Like,
right.
So I was just like, I'm learning about this stuff, how important all this is. And it all kind of, it's like this big full circle that I feel like I'm kind of on this journey myself. Because everybody's different. Some people are really good at that and they know about that, but they suck at working out. I'm the opposite. I don't mind working out, but then I suck at the nutrition part.
That's how most people are, man. Like, especially, like, we don't get big because we don't love food. You know what I mean? Like, we find this, like, comfort in eating food all the time. And so that's why we got big in the first place, man. Because going back to how our dad went to prison is, like, we had this void in our life. Yeah. And we did all these different things, like sports and whatever, trying to fill in that void. But at the end of the day, there was never that, like, masculine figure at home to, like, guide us and direct us towards even just taking things serious. Like, for you, you had the ability to take school serious because you had probably a more solid foundation at home. Like, you had that freedom to choose what you want. For us, it was like, football is the only thing we know how to do to get us from where we are to where we want to be successful in the future.
It was only athletics.
It was the only thing that
if you're going to do anything, it's going to be with your body. And I thank God that our dad taught us that from a young age. Like, even when he was in prison, he was still staying in shape. Like, he would write us letters like, I'm staying in shape for you guys. He'd get the burner phones, take a picture of his abs, and like we would be like, okay,
Yeah.
that's cool, Dad. You're in prison. You have to do it.
Yeah.
But then, you know, as we got older, about to graduate high school, everything just started to click from our football to soccer, watching our dad
Yeah.
stay in shape. And that's why we really geared towards the men who are fathers now, right? Who have essentially let themselves go. It's like, hey, this is going to play a huge part, not just in you, but for your kids coming down the line. Like, I talk to a lot of guys, man. Like, we'll get into the entrepreneurship stuff, but like, we take calls, man, and a lot of these guys are like, man, I hate the way that I look in the mirror. You know, I'm asking them like, hey, how do you feel like that's going to affect your kids down the line? Oh, they're going to end up hating me. And like, some people will still not take action. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Like, you know, sometimes I'm like, damn, I wish I could like save that person, but at the end of the day, they gotta really want it for themselves.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, like they're really sacrificing their kids on the altar of not being healthy.
No, that's true. What I wanted to touch upon, I think it's important that you have a really good foundation. I think your dad was that foundation when it came to like, you know, the fact that he was always into working out and all this. Because maybe what if he wasn't into all that?
Oh,
I don't think maybe this would even exist.
No.
You know, I don't think so. Why do I mention this? Because I feel like now that I'm into this health journey and I'm like seeing life in a different way, I'm looking at it as I'm building a foundation for my kids, right?
Yep.
Because yes, our parents always want the best for us, but because they weren't educated or maybe they weren't as active, my parents didn't play sports. You know, my mom, you know, she cooks amazing food, but it's not healthy.
Right.
But to her, that's normal because that's the culture in Colombia and then XYZ, and you're eating all this food that as you grow up, you think that's normal. Now I look at the food, I'm like, everything is fried. I can't be eating that.
Greasy and
so I'm like, you see, I have choices now. Do I continue that tradition and then let my daughter hope that she doesn't get fat, you know,
Right.
or like teach her the healthy ways where like, you know, she can still have that food in moderation, but she understands like this is not okay to eat every day, you know, because I think, and that's why I think, you know, where we're at right now in the world with so much information out there, people are becoming smarter. And a lot of these traditions or like these like norms are starting to be broken up.
Culture,
you know, cultures. Like, I mean, there's people, and the Spanish culture is huge. Indian culture, that's a tough one too, because they have their foods too. I mean, it doesn't matter what culture you're from. That's where you're attached to. And I think that's what the important thing is when you take on this journey, that you have to take yourself out. You can't have both. You have to say, hey, let me try this new path. Yeah. And then that's where you guys come in as like, hey, I'm showing you the light. Follow the light. Follow the light.
Yeah, and that's crazy because kind of how we grew up was probably similar to you, right? Like Hot Pockets.
Yeah.
That postmodern American culture where
SpaghettiOs,
fruit.
What is it?
honey buns,
frozen burritos.
Bro, you know what my snack was every morning, bro? It was 75 cents. I would go to the corner store in New York. It was a zebra cake.
Yep.
The little 25-cent jug of juice that was probably everybody kept telling me, even at that time, they were like, you know, you're drinking ink. I'm like, I don't know, it tastes good.
Yeah.
And then like a bag of Doritos.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bro, that was my breakfast. Not even breakfast. I would eat breakfast at home.
Yep.
And I'm walking to school.
That was your snack.
That was my snack every day. And it was like everybody.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, now I think it's probably like $5.
Right.
Yeah, bro. So what I would do, man, is I would go, because we went to 7-Eleven. I was like, all right, that's like the California thing, right? So we'd go get like taquitos, those ones, you know, the heated ones that you just pick whatever.
2 for $3.
Yeah, something like that. We'd get like, I'd get
Back
3.
then it was 3 for 1.
Yeah,
So I'd go get like 3 of those, and then I'd get some of those donuts and the like frozen cold donuts.
Yep.
I'd get 2 of the maple bars, a Reese's peanut butter cup, and like I would put the 2 donuts in the Reese's peanut butter cup like a sandwich, microwave that thing, and I would eat that, and then watch a YouTube video while eating my chips. And like my food, and like you think about it, that's like 2,000 calories.
Yeah,
2,000 calories just in like one snack, and then you're also eating on top of the day. You're eating your meal, and then you're getting seconds. Yeah, and then you're like, you have to understand like that is the strategy for getting fat. And in the moment, you don't realize like what you're doing, but looking back, I'm like, damn, like if that's how people's eating habits are now, there's no wonder why everybody's getting overweight. Because you go to, you know, Five Guys, the burgers are freaking this big. The French fries, they dump the whole bag inside. Like, you know, you just get like so much food, and it's like you don't need to eat all of that, and that's what's making people fat.
So that's actually interesting. You mentioned that. Have you guys traveled outside of the U.S.?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
when we were young,
Mexico. Where's we been?
Mexico, Canada.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, every time I travel outside the U.S., I feel like everybody takes their health a little bit more serious than people here. There's so much fast food options here that it's actually not. Before it was like it's fast food. Now it's like it's normal food because that's the normal American thing. There's a Popeyes in every corner, McDonald's here. It was always the McDonald's. Right now, it's just so many that you're surrounded 360 all around you that you're kind of forced. Like whenever you're hungry, you're like, all right, whatever. Let me just go to the drive-thru. It's convenient. But like when I'll travel, even Mexico, I'll travel there. I've been there multiple times. And I'm like, yo, they don't eat these big portions.
Fresh food.
And I'm like,
there's like one fast food place on the corner of like maybe 5 different streets. Maybe like one, and then you have to drive like a couple minutes to go to another one. But you said something interesting there, Chris. You said, there's all these fast food options around me. And when I'm hungry, it's so easy just to pull into the drive-thru and get something to eat. Convenient, right? But even then, you've thought about losing weight before you finally committed, right?
Yep.
And in that moment, everybody has a conversation with themselves saying, should I go through with this? Like, should I get into this drive-thru and go get this food?
How many times we've pulled into a drive-thru and pulled out, man?
Pulled out right away because like last minute, it's like that's a call from God. Like, don't do it. Like, but everybody has that choice when they pull into the drive-thru. Should I be eating this food? And like, you have to suppress that feeling of like, don't do it in order to eat that food. And then you get the food and like you want to eat it quick because you don't want to feel guilty about it. Like you want to get over it as quick as possible. You eat it and then like you're sitting there like, damn, I just ate that. I feel gross. But like you didn't take the right action, so you're gonna do it again. And it comes from people ask like, how do I stop eating unhealthy? How do I get out of this like bad habit? You have to just make one decision one time. Like you just have to say no once and you start a new snowball effect. But like the moment you keep doing all the bad habits, you're just snowballing that effect to keep eating bad food. So in that moment, ask yourself, like, do I need to be eating this?
Correct.
And then, like, do the right thing. Be mature. Be responsible. And say, okay, I'm not going to do that. Then now you just set up yourself for tomorrow and the next moment that comes up and the next moment and the next moment. You've already said no once. It's just a habit of keep saying no, and then you lose the weight. Bro.
Like you said, you have to have that strong willpower because it's so easy to say yes. It's so easy. And it's so easy to be like, I did a good yesterday. Let me have today. And it's just like.
And a week later, going back to the gym.
I mean, when I first started, I was right before I was literally having Popeyes like 3 times a week. And when I had my Popeyes, it was like almost a half chicken. And then the biscuit and then the extra dessert. And I was just like, and it's, you know what's funny? I would eat it, enjoy it. And then after I was done, I felt so shitty. And in that moment, you're feeling shitty. I'm just like, why the hell did I do this to myself? And I'm literally looking at myself like, I got to lose this weight. And I'm just like, I'll do it tomorrow.
And then you do it again. The motherfucker does it again, bro.
Yes.
The same.
It's an addiction, to be honest.
It's like
pretty fucked up. It's
the bad girlfriend, man. That's like, man,
nuts.
I'll say it's worse than like it's the drug addiction. We made a YouTube video on this. Like the kitchen where we're standing in right now is a place where more people have been killed than the drug epidemic over the last 100 years. And it's true. I mean, obesity and those rates skyrocketing. But I want to get to that point where what really flicked in us to actually start losing the weight was I was 17 years old and I had gotten a job doing landscaping with one of my football buddies. And so it's the middle of summer. It's about this time back in San Diego. And this was my first time ever having like responsibility, ever like making money for myself, ever, having a goal and reaching towards it. And so we were at this job and I'll never forget the day. It was July 23rd, 2016. And I remember we were digging this 15 by 15 foot pond, just slaving away, like getting after it. She's renovating her whole home. And so we're back there digging this pond. We're like 4 feet deep. And I was in the middle of the pit and I'm looking up at the sun with the shovel in my hand. And I'm thinking, I wonder what I could look like by the time I graduate high school, because it was my junior year. I was going junior year to senior year. And so I'm like, okay, I got 8 months now. Like, how can I make the most of this? And so from that moment on, anything I did in that job, whether it was digging that pond or taking out the trash, carrying cinder blocks, I actually got caught doing push-ups behind the shed. And this was just self-motivation, like just going. And the lady's daughter came out and she saw me doing push-ups in the back. She's like, what are you doing? And then she
man, you can get us fired, bro. Like, this is our summer job, man. Like,
because I got him onto the job.
We need a car, bro. Like, stop fucking around. Like, we need to get a job. Like, we need to keep this job.
I'm back there doing push-ups, and she catches me, but she doesn't do anything. Like, she's just like, okay, like when you're finished doing your push-ups, like get back to work. And so that moment really taught me a lot, because I realized like, okay, even if I'm working out and like I'm taking my weight loss seriously, like number one, nobody's gonna care about it, right? Like nobody's gonna get mad about it. but I'm also gonna make money at the same
Yeah.
time. Like I was making money and I'm working out. I'm like, okay, something's clicking here. Like
yeah.
I'm working, I'm making money, I'm working out, I'm feeling good about myself. Okay, there's something here. And so after that job, you know, we make some money, we buy our first car going to senior year. So
We have a picture of that. I'll send it to you.
Nice.
Yeah,
We're
so-
standing in front of our first car together.
So
Big ass
proud.
motherfuckers.
We'll
though.
put the picture right here.
Yeah, we
And
were big.
We're so proud that we saved this money. We bought our first car. We're finally going to and from school, you know,
Yeah.
senior year.
Yeah.
We're going to school, hitting the gym right after because everything's clicking. We finished football season, man, and that was like put the burners on. We just started going crazy, losing weight. By the time graduation came, I had lost about I was down like 105 pounds.
So let's go back a second. When you guys started, okay, once football was over and you guys said you turned the burners on, at that moment, how much weight were you guys down?
So I started.
20 pounds.
I started November of 2016. Calvin started like
July.
So he was like 4 months ahead of
Okay.
me. So when we went back to school that summer, like July,
Yeah.
August or whatever, he was already down 40, 50 pounds. And people are looking at him like, damn, Calvin, like you're freaking crushing it. Like he was able to take his shirt off and play with the football players, like take shirts for his skins or whatever. Coaches are like,
I hated that.
coaches like,
I would literally, I used to get in fights. Hey,
Yeah.
you're the Skins. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm going to the other team.
yeah.
You're the- bro.
Calvin.
no.
So Calvin got to go with the shirt or
Yeah,
the skins.
Skins. Yeah.
And coach is like, Angela, you go with the shirts. Like nobody wants to see that.
So-
and I'm like, oh, this motherfucker.
So what I want to
fucked
know
up.
is when those pounds were dropping, right? Because Vision Twins didn't exist at this time.
No.
So it's like, did you guys set a goal or was it just like just lose?
Dude,
as
Vision
much?
Twins, we'll share the story on Vision Twins. It's coming up soon because things just start
Yeah.
firing off.
this
man.
time of the year, right?
Right.
So I started in November. Like the goal was like, I'm trying to live a life that I never got to live through high school. You know, going to
Yeah,
parties,
yeah,
dating girls,
yeah,
everything. I was
yeah.
like,
All
I
the
didn't
hot
get to
guys
do.
are getting
Yeah,
the girls,
Oh, yeah, I didn't get
parties.
to do that in high school, but
But mom was still. My mom was really lenient with us, and I think thank God we had a cool ass mom. Like she
Yeah.
didn't have a leash. We were going to San Diego State parties. You know,
Yeah.
all the, you know, how these
Biggest
dudes in
motherfuckers there,
mansions
and, like, I remember I was like, I couldn't do it during high school, but you bet, like my first year of college and all that, like I'm gonna be that guy.
Yeah.
And like I was like, thank God I did it before because I got to experience all that young guy
Yep.
shit that like
Yep.
I didn't get to experience. And I was 21, I got to drink. I got to do all the fun
Yep.
stuff that like I knew I was wanting to do after high school.
Correct. Yep.
No restrictions. And then there's people in high school that got fat right afterwards that like
yeah,
were
we
making
noticed
fun
how
of
we're
us.
like, what the fuck, man?
And like we're free now, bro.
Yeah.
Like we can go get whatever we want. Like we're in shape. We can go work out. We can go date girls. Like
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Like let's go
get the
fucking do
baddest
it.
girl. Like I remember
Yeah.
there's the baddest girl that
His wife's over there, bro. You better,
Yeah.
you better stop.
No,
His girl's
No,
like,
I mean
"Oh,
this is 10 years ago now. I remember like even the baddest girl. Man,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I remember getting. I was like,
man, she doesn't know I was fat. Like
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
man,
She
I
saw me
was
like-
I mean,
It's
you guys had that confidence, you know.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Instead of
Yeah.
being a kid in the back and you just like part of the group, you're like, I want to be the leader there. Like,
Yeah.
I
Because
want to be
listen,
seen.
We
Bro.
had a dude say, if I get fatter than on our football team, one of those the D linemen,
Yeah.
we were going at it every day. He was like, if I get fatter than the Sanders twins, he was telling this guy named Ricky Gamine. I'll never forget him. His name was Gabe Johnston, and he was telling Ricky over here in the corner. He's like, hey, if I ever get fatter than the Sanders twins,
blow my head off.
blow my brains out.
This motherfucker's like 400 pounds.
And now he's like 400
Anyways.
pounds to this day, and we're like, damn.
Anyways,
man.
but
But yeah.
Wow.
what I was saying is that I remember like looking at myself in the mirror and be like, damn, like these girls don't know I was fat.
Yeah.
And like I always say, like people that are fat, bro, like we have the best advantage, man. Because like there's so much like hidden personality
Yeah.
that we don't
Mhm.
let ourselves show because
Yeah.
we're insecure about ourselves. But like, man, if you lose the weight and you still keep that same dope ass personality,
Yeah.
you go out into the world, you're like, man, everybody's lame. Like everybody's insecure,
Yeah.
everybody's scared. Even the skinny people
Yeah.
that like you looked up to, like, man, you're lame. Like you're
Yeah.
skinny. Like you're not even as
Working,
confident as I
playing
thought,
daddy's
man.
money,
Like,
Yep.
and I'm like, bro, like I was fat, lost the weight, got confident, and like I'm doing everything that you could have done,
Yep.
but you're insecure about
we're
yourself. So
still
I always say,
building it
like,
from the ground up. Yeah.
like, bro, people that are fat, man, like we have the best advantage because you get to go through a journey where you
Yeah.
see yourself change in real time. Like, not many people get to see that,
Yep.
where you see your body physically change, but also like unleashing this other person that like has been dormant since you were
Yep.
a kid because you got all these insecurities,
That's
man.
true.
Once that cap's taken off, bro, everything's possible, man. You
That's
can do whatever
true.
you want.
That's
yeah,
true.
and so we graduate high school, we lose all the weight, we start having fun. You know, we're just going to the gym. Everybody knows us at the gym, dapping up the
Yeah.
front, like cool with everybody. And then all of our friend group, like we were hanging out with we used to smoke a lot of weed, like hang around like drug dealers, kind of like still the hometown kid
Yeah.
group friend. And then everybody starts like, some people going to jail, you know, some people having kids,
Yeah.
our best friends having kids. So we're like, okay, we're 19, 20 years old. And then we're like, okay, what do we do now, man? Like, and then everybody's telling us at the gym, they're like, hey, you guys you guys are crazy. You guys got to post on TikTok, YouTube. Like,
This is before
When
you
was
TikTok.
this? When was this? What year?
this is
2018,
2018, 2019.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're 19.
So this is like
20.
the inception of Vision 20.
Yeah,
right
right
here.
here. Yeah, so on January 1st, 2018, Angelo had wrote on a piece of
Aluminum
aluminum
foil.
foil at Vision Twins.
Listen, mind you, the reason why Vision Twins came up is I was smoking and I was like, I just heard Vision Twins.
That's
The
it.
name, just Vision Twins came in my mind. I was high, like, that's good. I'm going to write that down. Didn't do anything
I
about
mean,
it
it's
because I
a
was
very
still
catchy name. It's almost like it's not
Vision-
forced.
Vision Twins. Yeah.
It's not forced, and
Yeah.
it's like, to me it fits. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like you got to think about it and then you got to attach the image. Like the second you see you guys, boom, boom. It's like
Yeah,
Mhm.
Vision
that's-
Twins. Yeah.
So we wrote that on aluminum foil, put it up in our wall, and like had it sit there every day before
in
we
front
left
of our
the house.
AC vent. We had lived in an apartment right above the big ass
Yeah,
AC vent in the
yeah,
apartments.
yeah.
So every time we walked out the sliding glass door, we see it, we tap it, whatever it is. And so we just started changing, man. Like anybody who came into our house, even if it was just to come kick it and smoke, like everybody who came in
Yeah.
had to check their energy. We checked everybody's energy at the door, like on some real shit, like say a prayer over them, like
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Like
Don't come in here negative.
No
Like we
negative
don't want no
energy.
negative energy or nothing.
no negative energy was allowed into that apartment, man. And so 2018, 2019, everybody's at the gym telling us, you guys got to film videos. You guys are crazy. Like, you guys are crushing it here in the gym. We're like, yeah, okay. We start making a few like YouTube videos,
Yeah.
going to the mountaintop, like screaming, like, Vision
yeah,
Twins,
yeah.
telling our story. And so 2019 comes around and we're like, Angelo's like, we got to get serious, man. We turned 20. Boom, we're still filming videos. It's like here and there, like one every 3 months. And then now COVID hits.
Yeah.
This is
2019.
end of 2019, December. I go up to my brother. I just got fired from my job
Yep, he got
Okay.
fired.
because I was working. This is when you work for somebody.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
like, so I took a lunch break like maybe an hour early,
Yeah.
and my boss called me. She's like, "Why did you leave?" Da 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 da. I was like, "I went to lunch." Like, what do you mean? And she's like, "You can't leave early. I just told the general manager that you left early, like, and you're not allowed to come back." And she's like, "Just go home." And I was like, "All right, bet." So I go back.
Yeah.
I was like, "I quit."
Yeah.
I threw my keys on there, grabbed my shit, and I left. And then I was like, I'll wait for my severance check or like whatever, my final
Yeah,
paycheck in the mail. But like, don't worry about calling me back. She's like, "You're quitting?" I was like, "I don't need this shit."
Yeah.
And I had no backup, bro. I was 20 years old. No, I was in college doing part-time, but like that was my full-time
At the
income.
storage facility.
Full-time job, part-time college,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So like I just cut off all my financial security in that moment because I was like, I'm never fucking working for somebody again. Like I'm never gonna like she's trying to like belittle me. Like
Correct.
you
Yeah,
think
yeah.
I'm one of them. Like you think I'm
Yeah.
like one of these people that you could just tell like, oh, like
Or like scare you.
yeah,
in a way.
scare me. I'm like,
yeah,
I don't give
yeah.
a fuck. Like you promise, I promise you.
But
don't
that's
give
probably the push that you needed to kind of like
in that
hey,
moment, I was like, I'm not gonna go get another job after
Correct,
this.
yeah,
Like, what
yeah.
the fuck? So I was like, I quit, and then I get my shit. I drive to Calvin's job. I was like, go quit. He's like, what? I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm working with kids right now.
Yeah.
Like, he's a
I'm working at
he was a preschool teacher,
I
bro.
was a preschool teacher. Doing like after school tutoring and shit. I'm at the school. I do the pickup from the kids
Yeah.
at the one school and we take them to the tutoring facility. And so I'm there. and
I'm
he's
like waiting in the driveway, like
Yeah, he's
I'm
like,
waiting for him
wait.
to pull up.
And so he's like, you're gonna get in the van. He said you're gonna drive with the kids to the school,
yeah.
and then you're gonna walk into the office and quit. And I'm like, the kids are gonna be waiting for me back there.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I'm the
like-
only person on staff. Like
I was like,
he's
quit.
I'm sure he's like, quit. So he pulls up. Kids coming from the back. I coming from the back too. And then I walk up straight to the office. I'm like, kids, hold on a second. I'll be right back. So I go to the front. I quit. And I let her know, I'm like, hey, Miss Nancy, like, thank you for everything. But, me and my brother, we're going to go chase our dreams. I said it just like that.
That's it.
And she was like, she looked at me and she was like, oh, okay. Well, Calvin, best of luck to you. And, wish you all the best success. I'm like, thank you. So I walk out. Angelo picks me up. We have nothing at this point. Now we got
I got a car. I got maybe like $900 because I was still waiting
I
for the
mean,
next week.
you can't say you have nothing because now if you look at it, the motivation that you guys were, that fire that just kind of like erupted.
Oh, that wasn't even the beginning of it,
That
bro.
wasn't even it. That wasn't
So
even
that
it.
wasn't even it. So
We were
listen,
still broken for the first next 2 months. So we had a roommate at the time, and he told Angelo.
I was in the gym with him.
Yeah.
We had just kicked him out because
Yeah.
this time I was like,
We're getting
everybody's got to
everybody
go.
out.
Like we're leaving
Yeah,
San Diego. Like
everybody's out,
everybody, like everything's changing right now. I'm
Yeah.
flipping everything. So I come home and then I have a conversation with my roommate. I was like, bro, like, we just quit our jobs, but like at the end of the day, man, like I know rent's gonna be tough for us, but like we can't have you living here. Like we're gonna turn that room into an office. You got to go.
Yeah.
He's like, what? Like what the fuck? Like he's just like
Yeah.
pissed off because he thought we were boys. I was like, we're still boys, but like we got to do our own thing, man.
Correct.
And so we kick him out, whatever. But like a week or two later, I'm in the gym, or no, maybe like a month later, right before December 2020 or December 2019. I'm in the gym and I'm in the sauna, and then he comes in, and like it's kind of awkward, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
he was like pissed off about it, but I was
Yeah.
like, "What's up, bro?"
Yeah.
And he's just like, "What's up?" And then I was like, "All right, whatever." Like it's like that. All right, cool, whatever. I don't got a problem with it. And then I was like, "Yeah, man. So like we're leaving. We're moving to LA." He's like, "You guys are moving to LA?" And I was like, yeah, like we're moving to LA. We're going to chase our dream. He's like, you guys aren't gonna make it. He's like, I was like, what? I was like, no, like we're gonna do like our weight loss thing. Like you saw.
Yeah.
He's like, what are you guys doing?
Doubting you already.
He's like, you guys aren't gonna make it. I was like, all right, bet. I grabbed my bag. I go home to Calvin. I'm like, we're fucking going.
Yeah.
Like at this point, I was like, get on the fucking computer, look up a places to move into.
Yeah.
We have no deposit, no security deposit,
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
I was like, we're fucking going. I don't even give a fuck if nothing happens. Like
We get
he's
to
not
LA.
gonna tell me
Yeah.
what I can't do.
Yeah,
Correct.
so
So
I get on Roomies.
Yeah,
on
To see,
on
find a
internet,
place.
Craigslist,
Right,
yeah. So I find this home in West Hollywood, California,
Okay.
and so it's this big 14-bedroom home in West Hollywood in the Larchmont area, and we're over there. I get the spot in December 2020, and we're set to move in 2019, and we're set to move in February 1st of 2020.
Okay.
Follow the timeline here. We're talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
we're about to get into COVID. So, but nobody really knows what's going on, right?
Correct,
It's like
yeah.
2019.
This is
December
end of
2019.
2019 is like when this talks kind of happened. It was small
Yeah.
at that time, but like
Yeah. It was only in
between-
like Oregon and like Washington.
Yeah.
by the
So-
time we quit our job to the time we moved, it was like a month-long period. Like
Yeah, it was
in a
quick.
month, like everything changed. Like flipping everything upside
Yeah.
down and just
So
like we're
we
going.
have a little Vision Twins going away party. All the homeboys come in January. We turn 21 in January 17th is our birthday. We turn 21, and then in 2 weeks we're moving up to West Hollywood. We get a
Never
big
been to
van.
the place.
Never seen West Hollywood. Kind of know LA because we're from there,
Yeah.
from California. But we go over there. We move into this home, and this is a Chinese foreign exchange student home. So there's about like 15 other people living in this home.
Okay.
Shared laundry, shared
Oh,
fridge,
wow.
and we move into this room right in the front of the house.
Almost
On a
like a
bunk
hostel.
And
Yeah,
bunk
it was
beds,
a hostel
bunk-
pretty much on a bunk bed.
yeah, on
Yeah.
bunk beds.
Oh,
And-
wow.
and so there's one other dude that's already living in there from China, and so we move in and we're like sharing this bathroom.
So
It's
she-
some crazy shit, yeah.
So she tries. So yeah, we can talk about the stories
so
too.
We move in, and we're there for about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And so in that 2 weeks of February 1st, 2020 to February 14th, COVID has gone crazy, especially in Southern California.
Yeah.
Maybe not in Florida,
Yeah.
The talks are going crazy.
Any,
Like,
of any of the blue states is going insane, especially in LA. That's a hot spot. And so everybody's having this talks. You got to take your shoes off at the front, hand sanitizer before you go in.
Yeah.
And so we're just like, fuck it. We pack all of our stuff. We call up our cousin, Sasha, who lives in Buena Park, which is Orange County.
Okay.
So it's about an hour south. So it goes LA, Orange County, San Diego.
Yeah.
She lives in Orange County. So we're like, hey, cousin, like, we're about to get kicked out of this place. Like,
we're not about to get kicked out, but like she tried to make
Yeah.
us sign a long-term
Sign a
agreement,
long term for like a
and
year.
we're like, nah, like
Like
we'll
now
just
with
wait.
all this going on.
Not
Yeah,
even,
we're
like, 15 people. COVID.
Yeah.
And so we just dipped out of that place. Like we signed like a 2 month. We didn't even pay the next
Yeah.
month. Like we just had to get out of there. Like and she never hit us back for it. Like it was COVID time, so everybody was
Yeah.
really lenient during that time. So we pack Angelo's Nissan Altima, 2009 Nissan Altima, to the brim, moved down to Buena Park, and then we're there in this apartment with my cousin, just living there. COVID really hits, starts ramping up.
Gyms are closing down.
Gyms are closing down. We're going to the gym 1 week. The next week, everything's closed down. We're like, damn. So we're really just stuck here in the apartment. And then my dad, he's a personal trainer down in Tijuana.
Mm-hmm.
And so what he started doing was Facebook live streaming his workouts. So he'd go live and teach his workout, set up his phone.
Yeah.
And he'd be in his apartment, doing the workouts. And so I'm joining the live stream. I'm doing the workouts with him. Everything's closed.
Yeah.
Me and Angela are like doing little bicep workouts here at the house. I'm like, dude, our dad's doing a workout with his clients. He's got like 12 people on there.
Yeah.
I'm doing it with them. He's speaking in Spanish, giving all the cues. I'm like, this is lit. Like I'm working out. I'm having a good ass time, man. An hour workout. I'm sweating. I'm like, oh, that was amazing. And so I'm like, after like a few times doing that, I'm like, Angelo, why don't we do this? Like he's doing it with his clients. Like he's got 12 people. I thought it was insane. And they're all paying him. So I'm like, let's just go live, do our workouts.
Yeah.
So we start doing what my dad's doing. Go on our Instagram account, Vision Twins. Start running the live stream.
Nobody showing up.
Nobody shows up.
Because we had like 500
Yeah,
That's what I was
followers.
gonna say. Where you guys were at?
No, we probably like 300.
300 followers.
Yeah.
Just people that knew us from home.
Yeah.
or
Yeah, that
whatever.
was it. And so we're just doing the live stream, but we showed up every single night. We're doing it at like 8 p.m. So we're doing the workouts. We'd have like one person come in, like a homegirl. She'd be like, go, good job. Like throw the fire signs, and then she'd leave. And it'd be like 0, 1, and 0, and then back to 0. We're like, fuck, man. Nobody's watching this
So
shit.
we're like, all right,
Nobody's
how do
watching.
we blow this up? Like, what do we got to do to like get seen? Because
Yeah.
at this time, it's like we're sitting at home all day. We have all the time in the world. Like, what are we gonna do? So
We're making like little fun TikToks.
So then we're
and,
like-
twin TikToks and
And
stuff.
then at this time, we're like, our weight loss journey is not that special. Like, whatever. We're still trying to do like, pranks and shit like that or whatever. And I was just like, all right. I was like, you know what? Calvin's like, let's just tell our story, bro. And so I was like, all right. So then we get on TikTok. We film our first like real TikTok where we set it up.
Set up a ring light just like this.
He's like, we're like, if you're not overweight or obese, like swipe the fuck off this video.
Yeah.
And then it's like, people are like, oh shit. So then we post that video at like 9:00 at night. We wake up at like 8:00 in the morning. That video has like 200,000 views. And we're like,
we go from 300 following to 200,000.
So we had like 200 followers on TikTok, like nobody.
So then we wake up the next morning, 10,000 followers on TikTok.
Yo,
I'm like, bro, I was like, this is it. Because now I got all the motivation from all the shit in the past
few months.
I finally got a fucking outlet to like put some shit into.
Yeah.
Bro, from that moment on, that thing, like we went from 10K, then the next month we went to like 100K, the next month we went to like 150, 200,
500K, and then by the end of the year we had 1 million followers. Not even by the end of 2020 we had 1 million on TikTok.
Now, okay, when that happened, right? Did you guys try to set? And this is more like a marketing standpoint, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because there's other people that this has maybe happened to them. They're like, yo, I have a video went viral. Now they're like, what do I do?
Oh, it's not by
do
accident, bro.
Do I post every day?
Yeah,
so,
none of it's
Did
by
you
accident.
guys set up a plan?
And so
moving forward?
That's when it comes to marketing, that's where most people fail, is because they don't have it comes from the drive, from everything from beforehand. So if
and a
there's nothing
story
really
that you have
driving you in a story that you can attach yourself
Yeah.
to, that really drives you, it's going to be like, oh, I went viral, and then they're one-hit wonders, like you never really see them again.
Yeah.
But for us, it was like, okay, we got that video, did 300,000 views overnight. The next day we're on live, or we make a TikTok saying, hey guys, we're going live every single day, 3 times a day for our workouts.
Yeah.
You know, you've probably been seeing them for a little bit on Instagram, but you know, show up, we're going live tonight.
We'll teach you for free. Like we'll teach you how to lose weight.
We did that for free.
That's how I found you guys.
Yeah. And so we did that for the first 4 months,
like
from
8 months.
Well, for the first 4 or till the end of the year. Yeah. So from April to the end of the year, we did 3 live streams a day, Monday morning, three times a day, Monday through Friday.
Mhm.
Every single day. We didn't miss a single day. Not
9:30,
1.
2:30, 8:30. Calvin got his hand bit by a dog. Like
Yeah.
a pit bull ripped it. I still taught the workout at the hospital.
At the
Wow.
hospital. He's in front of the hospital, the ring light, teaching the workout. It's 9:30 in the
I'm like,
morning.
we're not missing the shit.
We got
Like
that.
I'm not going back
That's
to what
being
I fucking.
consistent.
Yeah. Oh, talk about consistency. So
Wow.
So we did what was it? Daily doers. It
Yeah.
was 9:30 in the morning. Daily doers, evening earners, night riders.
Mhm.
Daily doers, evening earners, night riders. We did that Monday through Friday, 30-minute workout, high intensity. We did that every single day, 3 times a day
For
for
months.
6 months. And then we took it back to 2 when
Yeah.
2021 came around. We did it not daily doers. We cut out the middle class, 9:30, 8:30 at night. So we're just constantly in front of people's faces on live.
Now at this point, you guys weren't doing clients yet.
No,
You guys are just
So our
growing
thing-
your brand.
people are some of
the
these
brand.
people, not all of them, but some of these people were literally
That girl
not
right there with
one-on-one.
the.
Like
If you can see, she has like a Vision Twins.
she
bra.
got the Vision
Yes.
Twins bra right there.
Like she did that. She was part of our. She went from like 380 to 250 in that, or like 220 in that next
Yeah.
picture.
Yeah,
She
I would
lost
say, like-
we help people lose, like literally shit you not, from doing it 3 times a day. People are losing 100 pounds in
Yeah.
6 months.
yes. So most
Kind
of
of
these
like what you're doing
Yeah.
right now.
most of
Close
these
to what
people
you're
were just from the free live stream. Was just from us. They would just send us pictures. Like they just be
Yeah.
like, "Hey guys, this is my transformation. Like I've been doing your workouts every single day." Some of these people I'd never seen them a day in my life. I'd never seen them on the live stream. They're just silent followers, but they send us a picture.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we lost weight. And some of these guys, like Lily, that girl right there, she would show up, you know, most every single class. You know, Bubba right there, the dude that got
Mhm.
jacked up,
Yeah.
he was on it a lot.
He lost
Wyatt,
50 pounds in 3 months.
Jalen, that dude, Chris right there,
But there's
Jasmine,
like-
Sean.
Yeah.
Sean, he has his name is Vision Sean on Instagram. He's from New York.
Okay.
That black dude right there, yeah. But
These people
Yeah, so-
like we started off with 0
Yeah.
followers that one time, and then we turned on the live stream after making that announcement, and then we had like 15 people. We're like, let's
The next
fucking
day,
go, like
yeah.
because we were just doing it for free with
Correct,
nobody there.
correct,
So like,
yeah,
fuck,
yeah.
there's 15
Yeah.
people. Like we're gonna make these people the most important people.
yeah, just
Knew their names,
Yeah.
like recognize people. Then just doing that consistently, we got up to like 1,000 viewers by Christmas time. Like people watching it.
So this is we're on the topic of live, right? Now that you guys have this following, right? And you guys are going live and you went from maybe having 3 people live to 400 people on live.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How do you guys deal with the trolls?
Oh, see, and that's the thing. That's the thing, man. Like
Because they're everywhere. No matter
think
who
that-
you are, they're everywhere.
that, what it comes to, man, is like for us, that's like you. Yes, we're just magnetic in our personality, but I think when it comes to the trolls, like it used to really get to me. Like we block comments, like
Yeah.
block keywords and shit on live. We even had a dude that we helped. It was a younger dude. He was like 18. We helped him lose like 80 pounds, and he was a young guy. His family took us to Hawaii the next year. Like, we were really tight.
Yeah.
And then he wanted to like go off and do the gym and do his own thing. We're like, cool, man. Like, take out your vision name. Like, do your thing. We brought him on as an ambassador, like a code and everything. And then like the next month, he's like making a YouTube video talking about how we scammed him, talking about like the vision.
We weren't even selling products at the time.
We didn't sell anything. We didn't do
never
any selling. I wasn't even selling anything.
It was all free
so
workouts.
He just wanted to say that he scammed us, and that was one thing we had to like really, as we got older too, and just like naturally our marketing changes, like no bullshit, because we did have like a lot of like younger people on there, but then there was those guys who were like, hey, like I see you guys, you know, they can resonate with like the 21, 22-year-old getting after it, like they can still relate to that. And so we thank God. I mean, we still have a lot of those people who follow for years. Like, those are the people we really care about, because their transformation matters.
That's the true community.
The people who are really going to value what you do.
But people that come in and say shit, man, like at the end of the day, there's always going to be people talking shit, and it's like, people say like, oh, don't give a fuck about it. It's kind of hard not to when it's like you built something that's like you personally. It's kind of like them talking shit on your kid. Like, how are you going to not be mad at someone shitting on your kid? You're like, nah, fuck you. But like for us, man, is like, we're going to just provide so much value. Like, we're going to do so much good shit that it's impossible for people to say like there's anything bad about it. And like, and even then, like when we do like rip off and like we'll go say some crazy shit, we know what we're doing. Like, we're trying to get people to engage. The people that obviously don't like us, they just boost us even more. It's like they're helping us out either way. And like, people don't like knowing that like they're part of like your growth. They want to feel like they could take you down. Like, there's no bad publicity, honestly. Like, the worst thing, like, it could all just really elevate you. You just got to have the right mindset and not take it personally. And use that energy that they're giving you and put it into what you want to do and make something positive out of it.
And that's the thing too, man, is chasing followers. We used to just want to be famous, bro. Like, straight up. When Nathaniel, homeboy, said that we wouldn't make it in LA, like from 2021 to 24, like those years.
2023,
I would say 21 years old to 24 years old. We just chased, man. I just wanted to be famous. You know what I mean? Like, we would do Island Boy shit. Like, you know what I mean? I which was fun. Like, I wanted to be known. I like getting talked to at the gym. Like, I really love that. I love the ego side of things about it. But then over the past few years, I'm like, man, it's like, now we're just been attracting like a lot of idiots. Like, we have a lot of people like you who are watching, like who do value what we do. So it's like, okay, let's really dive into the like one-on-one coaching side of things, because we know we can make a way bigger impact doing that. And so over the past few years, we've just been really focused on like upping our skills, like investing in ourselves. I mean, we spent $30,000 on business mentorship. Like, we're really serious about getting our skills up and becoming better coaches. And
all the skills that we learned from like working our jobs, it really did translate into like making content. So like people think that, and this is just for like the people starting out content, like if you know how to freaking, talk to a customer, like a person one-on-one in the store, like being able to talk to somebody is a skill that like people don't realize that having a conversation without being like in your head about it. If you could just like serve somebody and deliver some value to them in the store, you could do that online. But now you're doing it for yourself. And so you bear all the responsibility of like what this person gets. And so you got to be willing to be like, okay, I'm going to take this client and be responsible for their journey. I want to make sure I actually get them results. That's the difference between a real service that you see. And then there's like scams on the internet, people that are selling you this result. But like for our thing is like, if you never did it before, I don't want to even hear you talk. I don't want to hear you give advice. That's why we don't talk about like weightlifting like that, like crazy. We still lift weights, but like it's not the main part of our message, because at the end of the day, a big person doesn't feel confident going into the gym. So we're saying like, if you are going to go into the gym, go do cardio, go make sure you're exercising and running and hitting the elliptical machine, get your heart rate up, feel like that burn. That's going to help you lose weight way faster than lifting weights. And then you could always put on muscle later.
So that's actually a good topic, because when I started my weightlifting journey, right? And the second I dropped, no, what was it? When I made my first post, it was 50 pounds. Nobody knew what I was doing besides my wife and you guys. So then all of a sudden they were like, yo, Chris, you're losing weight, man. And it was great, get all that motivation. But then all of a sudden everybody's like, yeah, man, you should, what are you doing? And I'm like, well, first of all, some people thought that I was taking like Ozempic and all this stuff. And I'm like, I'm not taking any of that stuff. I'm doing this the natural way. I'm watching what I'm eating and I'm focused on cardio. And the second I dropped the word cardio, they're like, nah, man, I'm going to show you how to do even faster. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, you got to go weightlifting. and not only physically people would tell me that, which I knew they didn't have a knowledge to all this stuff, but even at the gym and even on my social media, other trainers, you have to weightlift. You want to weightlift, you got to do this. If I would do it again, I would do both. So I even asked you guys on a call. I was just like, I was bombarded by this content and just like, I was like, am I doing it wrong or something? You know, and I wasn't even concerned about it. I was just like, maybe that's true or whatever. And then when you guys like, no, focus on the cardio. Listen, at the end of the day, it's I stuck to the plan. So I was just like, I'm gonna stick to it. But I can see how easy it is for somebody that
It's
doesn't
so easy.
that they're not disciplined, that they're like, well, I'm gonna do what they telling me and then I'm gonna do this. Because everybody's always trying to find that shortcut. Right.
Here's our
and
philosophy.
That's the thing. The shortcut is the hard route. Like,
Yes.
you hear it in business all the time. The shortcut to $1 million is doing the work to get there.
Exactly.
Like, and that's the shortcut. And like people telling you, dude, I can help you way faster. You know, lift weights, do this. Although that's why we really take a lot of pride in, man, is our background and like our dad being a soccer player, because we know how to lose weight. Like we know that it's the cardio. My dad was never a big weightlifter. Yeah, he'd pump weights and like go do calisthenics and stuff, but it was never for us to lose weight. He'd always take us to the park and run.
Yeah.
Like he didn't take us to the gym and then stand around for an hour and lift weights and then go home. Like he was like, go, if we do go to the YMCA, you're hopping on the treadmill, or if you know,
it's not going to be fun. It's going to be
it's not going to
painful.
be fun. Like it's going to be painful.
You're going to be going through some shit on that treadmill while you're running. You're going to feel like
be standing around. Like you're going to be putting in work the entire time.
And there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with changing goals as time goes along. But like for people that are for your situation 350, for other people that are even heavier than that, like you just need to see that number change on the scale. You need to see out of 300s. You just need to see that, and then you'll stay more consistent with it. You'll change once you get the discipline. But like trying to tell somebody to do this and then lift weights and then go do cardio this day, and like people get bombarded, man. They get confused and it's like, how am I supposed to
that's what
do
it is.
This and this and this? And like,
you're so confused, because I felt like that at some points, even before I met you guys, where I was trying to, for example, what was the hottest thing at one point? P90X. And then there was the wrestler, the Insanity, and there was DDP or whatever. And I'm getting all these commercials and all that. And I'm like, man, I actually tried the P90X and I did it for like maybe 3 days. And I'm like, yeah, I'm on the right route. If I keep doing this, I'm gonna get like this guy. And I just dropped. I'm just like, there was no consistency, and I was confused. I'm like, am I doing the right thing? I don't see results. And then you get discouraged. You're like, I'm not seeing results. And it's maybe because I was eating like shit. I was doing a good workout, but then I would eat Popeyes or whatever the case may be. So I mentioned so much Popeyes. You guys sponsor me at this point for a healthy fucking drink. But no, so I think confusion is something that a lot of people need to understand, that like, that's where you guys come in as trainers, where you guys can like give them that direction that they need. And I think honestly, that's what the secret sauce was for me, that I was just like, I knew some things from my sports background, but then I didn't know, there was a lot of question marks and I didn't know where to go. And I felt like I was going side to side instead of going straight a lot of times. So I felt like I was stuck. I was just like, yeah, I feel like I'm going forward, but I'm not really going forward. And now that I'm into this, like, literally the other day I showed my wife some photos. I went through my catalog. I was like, I remember I took pictures before, because there's a company called Fight Camp. During COVID, they were selling their bags, and I bought it. And it was pretty cool. You do the whole workouts and everything. It was a hell of a workout. It was a hit workout. And I was like, because I used to be a boxer. A lot of people don't know. I used to be a boxer. So like, that was always my secret. Ain't a secret no more. I'm like, if you mess with me, you're probably gonna get this. And they don't know that I can box. So I was like, I love that. I was like, let me do that. That workout lasted for 2 weeks, but I took my photos, the front, the back, and the side, and I was 350. And I found the photos the other day, and I literally saw the photos, and I was just like, this looks Photoshopped. It looks like I exploded myself. And I was just like, and I told my wife, I was like, why didn't you tell me I was fat? Like literally, and a lot of people that are coming to me, like my cousins, my family, like close relatives, are like, hey man, I'm really proud, this and that. And it's gotten to the point where like they're really doubling down on the encouragement, which I fucking love, because it gives me that fire. But I'm like, why are they doing this? It was because for the past fucking 15 years or so, I was really fucking big.
They're like, bro,
and they
finish
didn't say
it.
anything, and they probably didn't say
I
anything,
found a
like,
picture, because we all know, and you probably feel the same, when you get a haircut, you feel fresh. And you almost feel like 10 pounds got off of you. You're like, damn, I look good. I used to get a haircut with my barber, and I'm like, damn, bro, I look skinny, because your face looks a little skinnier, your beard's not as, whatever you're doing. And I found a picture of a wedding that I went to with my wife, and I was like, that day I remember I felt so fucking good. And I'm looking at that picture, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that was me feeling good at that time, and now I'm like, there's no fucking way. Whatever, it is what it is, but I'm just like, it's crazy, the transformation that I'm seeing now, and it's just like, whoa.
Question for you, what's the final goal weight? Like,
So
for real,
so-
like
so-
you want to get to this point and be like.
So it's
I
funny
fucking
because I don't really when we started the journey, right?
You said 250.
250 was my answer.
That's the comp. And listen,
And
if you say to me that your goal weight is 250, I'm gonna tell you to shoot farther.
Yeah.
Every overweight person's goal is to reach 250 for some reason because you think it's realistic.
Yeah.
You don't want to set yourself up for failure. I get it. That's a cool benchmark, but that's not the final goal, man.
No.
You know you want to get
Yeah.
out of that stomach range, that feeling fat. You're at close to 250
So-
now. It's like, what's the next level?
So started at 350. We had the conversation. I remember I told you 250 because I was 100 pounds.
Mhm.
You were like, let's go we can make 230. I was like, all right, bet. Let's make it 230. I'm 250 now. So 100 pounds down. So now that I reached 100 pounds down, I'm like, all right, I'm seeing my body transform, but I still got the gut. So I'm like, because at the time I felt 250 was impossible. I was like, or I felt that when I got to 250, I was going to be a twig. Because, I'm like, we're talking about numbers that I never saw on the
Man,
scale.
I don't want to be a twig, bro. Bro, you at 250 is not a twig.
luck.
Even at 230, you are not a twig, bro. You'll never look like a twig. I
Because
promise
I
you that.
never, I've been 300, 350, 340 for so long that I never saw that when I had that first milestone of going to 300 and 299, I was like, holy shit, I'm in the 200s again.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm at 250. And then the fact that we're in the program with others, like Matt, he's just reached 199. And I'm just like, wait, I can do that? What? Because he was at 270. I just passed the starting weight. So I'm over here like, hold on. I'm looking at the roadmap and I know that he made it to the finish line. And yes, I may have started at a different pace, but if he can do it, I know I can fucking do it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because he has led he left me the peanuts for me to follow and just continue. So I'm just like, holy crap. So honestly, I don't really have a number per se, but the fact that I can see like Matt hitting like under 199, stuff like that, I don't want to get to the point where I'm like, where I look sick.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to be like you guys to the point where I can kind of beef up. I'm not saying that I want to be super skinny, but maybe, I mean, if I can get as close to 200, I think I'll be happy, but then bulk up, because that's what's happening now. I'm starting to see like, I feel like I'm chiseling myself. Now I'm like, yo, my muscles are coming out. Because I've always had it because of football.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, I know there's a six pack in there somewhere. I'm like, I got a keg, but
it is there. It's there.
It's there.
So, but my legs, I'm seeing the definition. So it's like,
man, it's that straight path. And so we've got like on Friday when we go through like the sit down and like the presentation and stuff, we'll talk more about it. But getting to where you want to be, man, like this cardio and the foundation that we're laying right now is what's going to transform your life, man, for the rest of your life. Because to get to that weight, you're going to have to run. Like you're going to have to stay on cardio. Even when you get to 190, even Matt, like I still have him doing cardio because he still has more stomach fat to lose.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot more stomach fat to lose, like the breathing, there's so much that goes into it. And if I were just to switch him up and start lifting weights right now, he'd be at 220 pounds in 2 weeks. Like he would gain all that weight super fast. So it's like, okay, keep him on what's working so he can get lower in numbers. He's like 5'8", 5'7". So for him, it's like, okay, getting him down to that 175, 170, and then we can start looking towards that stuff. But to get to where you want to be, like cardio is always going to be that foundation, man, because you never want to neglect cardio. Just do weightlifting. Your heart's not healthy. You end up,
It's why all these bodybuilders, man,
you're still going to be obese. Like Ronnie Coleman, they're like 300, 350 pounds, lifting a ton of weights, but they're physically unhealthy when they go to the doctor. So like that overall longevity, like that cardio is what's going to get you there. And staying straight. Like my grandma used to always tell us, just go straight. Just go straight. And that's what cardio is, because if you start lifting weights, you're doing this, you start having imbalances, one side stronger. Cardio, stay straight. You'll get to your goal weight. It's just a matter of time.
Now let me ask you guys this, because I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to give my answer, but I want your guys' answer. So I think the difference between you guys and other trainers and what attracted me is the fact that you guys have been there and you guys have actually been fat. You guys have lost all this weight together, and the biggest thing is that you kept it off, right? So that's my perspective of you guys. What makes you guys different than all the million other trainers that are out there that are trying to do something similar and get clients, right? And like, hey, we'll train you, we'll lose weight. Because there's a lot of them. There's some that are bodybuilders, like, hey, we'll do that. I get it. There's specifics, but then there's also like, we're just trying to help people get healthier. So what do you guys say is your special trait of like what makes you different?
Go find me some other Vision Twins.
That's true. That's true. A lot of them were by themselves.
I think brand.
No, but aside from the Vision Twins thing, is like I just fucking take a lot of pride in the
Yeah.
vision, the twins. It all just the brand is really important. Like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie and say, oh, the brand's has nothing to do with it. Like our brand,
Yeah.
it's a part of me. You know, it's
Yeah.
who we are. Although
There's
at
just
the same
nothing
time,
like
it's that family, right?
Yeah.
The brotherhood. I think
Yeah.
that's what really separates us apart from most other guys who are on there trying to make a living for their family, whatever
Yeah.
the case is. Like we would do this if it was free, and we've
Yeah.
already proven that for 4 years. All we did was free work. We didn't take any money from anybody. No one-on-one coaching. All of this was free. I would say like maybe
Yeah.
2 or 3 people, but like for the most part, these are all people who have lost weight with us for free. So we would do it. Man, I've slept on the couch. I've done it. I've slept on my grandpa's basement. Like
Yeah.
I
just to
slept-
teach
just to
people
do
for
this
free.
for free. I would wake up and go teach workouts, get a smile on my face, and then go back to sleep
Yeah.
next to ants and roaches. Like I do it for fun. I don't do this because I'm trying. There's no other incentive. It's because I
Yeah.
truly love having the brotherhood, the community. I would do it for nothing, and we have done it for nothing.
And I think another thing, this is more like a testimony on my end. The fact that you guys have been consistent in a couple different ways. The energy, you can't fake it. The way that you guys like on social media from the days that you guys were doing the free workouts. That's how I literally, you guys are shouting, and I'm just like going on TikTok when TikTok came out. Let's go. I'm like, what the hell? And I remember I was just like, I'm literally that guy right now eating a fucking donut while these guys are working out, and they're saying, let's go, let's start working out. And I remember I was one of the guys that was like, yeah, you know what, let me do that. They're going to be on live tomorrow. Let me try. I ain't fucking do it.
Mhm.
I'm just like, I'm here along with 5,000 other people that we're all doing the same shit. And then some people were motivating, some trolls are in
Yeah.
there, and I'm over here like, damn, okay. And this was different because I was like, I didn't even know what a hit workout was. I was like, I don't need no
Yeah.
weights. I can do this at my house. So this is
Mhm.
pretty dope.
And it's real quick. The reason why we had to switch into not had to, but why we chose to do it is because for the people like you who would watch and be silent followers that would never take any type of action. And so when we realized like, hey, like there's a lot of you guys out there, it's just have a personal conversation in the DMs, but most people aren't going to do anything unless they take out the checkbook and they
Correct.
actually do something about it.
Yeah.
Because if you're not going to pay and put your money where your mouth is, you're just going to eat the donut, watch the workout, and keep scrolling.
Yep.
You see what I mean?
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
100%. No, and then so the energy, the fact that are you consistent on your messaging? That's where the brand comes. You know, the fact that you guys didn't like flip flop the brand too much is like, hey, this is the Vision Twins, this is who we are, and this is where you like it or you don't like it, it ain't gonna change. You know, and then the fact that you guys stay consistent with yourselves and you guys are continuing, you guys are working out more as if like you guys are trying to lose another 300 pounds combined.
Yeah.
Like that's what's to me. All of us in the group together, we'll talk internally. We're like, damn, they just finished another workout. How the fuck? What are they working out for? Like, I'm like, we get it. You got to stay healthy, but like, you guys go hard in the sense of
You'll
like,
see tomorrow, or you'll see on,
it's just
on
like,
Saturday, Friday.
yo, I mean, you just finished another marathon, and me and Matt,
I did it for fun. I just did it 'cause
Matt
I
was
had
like,
fun.
yeah, I don't know, Calvin's crazy, bro. He's did another marathon, and I was like, yeah, was it like a whole 500 people? I was like, nah, him and his cousin or something. I was like, what? I was like, what? I was like, that's dope, but that's crazy because you guys are being good leaders. You know, so because there's a lot of people out there, and I've seen it. I see it all the gym all the time, and I call them. I have to come up with a term, but they're very good therapists. Like, hey, how you doing? Everything's good. Cool. 30 minutes go by, and it's like, all right, so go ahead and do the first set. I'm like, I'm literally doing cardio, and I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, sit down the machine and do something. Like,
Yeah, that
Like,
person's
I
not
under-
gonna.
I
Like
understand-
real shit, you're gonna get mad because that person's not getting help.
correct. I'm like, I understand that not every workout is like a let's
Yeah,
go.
right.
I get it, but I'm just like, yo, too much chit chat, and this takes me back to my football days.
because it's just a job for them. At that point.
Exactly.
Those trainers is just a job. Like
They're there because they're getting paid.
they wouldn't
know
give
what
a
they're gonna
fuck.
do.
Like if you ghosted me
Yeah.
for a week, bro, I'm like, all right, what's the next ticket to Florida? Like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go pull up on you because
Yeah.
like at the end of the day, man, if people aren't fully invested, like, and at a higher dollar amount, bro,
Yeah.
like, because what we did is not cheap. Like investing in
Yeah,
yourself,
no.
it's not cheap. Like the more you put in, the more you're gonna get out.
Yep.
But people at the gym, man, they're paying $40-$50 for their membership or whatever, or maybe $100 for an hour session.
Yeah.
They could easily stop going to that. I don't need to spend $100 on this guy this week, or I don't need to spend $300 this month on training. Like at the end of the day, that's not going to get you where you want to go, man. And like you got to think the personal trainer at the gym is doing their job. Like, and I can't get mad at them because I'm like, yeah, like you work for EOS or you work for Crunch, like you're just there. Like these aren't your clients. You don't really care all the way about them, but like since it's our thing, man, like this is my it's my brand. Like these are my people. Like I gotta take care of them. And like we always talk about me and Calvin, how back like hundreds and thousands of years ago, man. You know how there's like these Native American tribes or whatever, and like they look at the there's the tribe leader, like that's the chief counsel's house. Like
Yeah.
everybody knows where the chief
Mhm.
lives,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
basically, right?
Yeah.
That's where we're like we want people to say like, that's where the leaders are. Like
Yeah.
you can find us. You can come and ask us questions. You can
Go
like
knock on their
come.
door.
You're not afraid to like talk to the person
Yeah.
because they're too far away. Like, because I know where it's like to be on the outside looking in at
Yep.
somebody up there. So I'm like, when I get to that point of like being a leader, I'm gonna make sure I stay there, and I'm gonna help the other people that want to get to where I'm at too. And
Yeah.
that's why our thing is like, we want to help people that want to be like leaders. That
Leaders,
you're a
building
business
leaders,
owner. You got people under you, right? That you have to make sure that they're doing their stuff, not
Yep.
just like for their work, but like for yourself too.
Yeah.
Like, how's your personal life? If shit's going on at home, how is that? Because that's going to affect every other
Yeah.
area of their life. So you got to make sure that they're on point, and you yourself have to be on point to be able to help somebody else. And so
Correct.
that's why we're like, we want to be able to stay on point so we can actually give to other people. Because
Yeah.
if not, what are we
Yeah.
talking about? Like,
That's true.
go use steroids to lose? Like,
Or
Yeah.
surgery,
if,
man.
if we're
and
on
that's the thing,
steroids,
too,
if we're
we
on
used to-
surgery,
You probably remember when
That's
a
about
good-
a year
that's
ago
a
we
good-
got into it on the social media shit about surgery and like, and that's one thing. I don't say I regret anything, but one thing is like just building Like I've fucked off a lot of
Yeah.
networks and connections, but most of the people that I want, they've always fucked with me and that fucked with us. And like even when we went out like a year and a half ago when you first kind of saw it, like we're really
Yeah.
serious about before we hit you up. And we kind of went out like talking shit about surgery, talking shit about all these Ozempic and weight loss pills and going under the knife. We got a lot of heat for that.
we
And
lost like 10,000 followers.
we lost
off
like
that.
10,000 followers
Because we weren't the young, like little
Yeah.
sissy
people-
boys
we
that
were
people
like
love.
really talking at that point. Like we're like we're coming through the screen. Like we're really talking.
So
And
what's funny is
we lost not even I want to say lost just
Oh,
a
what
few
you gonna
people that
say?
we used to talk
no
to.
because
Let-
that's okay. So I think I talked to you about that when you guys this, and it was like around December time or something
yeah,
like that.
December,
it was
like
New
right
Year.
before the New Year. Yeah,
It was a shock,
Mhm.
but it was to me. I took it as like somebody talking directly to me, and it's like, shut the fuck up. Let's get to work. Let's go.
Mhm.
And that's why I understood it.
Mhm.
Other people that will never be your client, they're just trolling.
That will
whatever.
never be the
Oh,
client,
you're
yeah.
being so insensitive, whatever. And it's like, yeah, but we're trying to filter through all these people that we have here, because
Mhm.
not everybody, just because you're following them, doesn't mean that you're going to be part of the program.
Right,
So
yeah.
that-
Yeah,
that's just how it
exactly.
is.
We have 80
So-
80 people inside the group.
So I was just like, so to me, if anything, I kind of appreciated that in a way, because I was just like, I mean, everybody's different, but that's where my football mentality was. It was always like people yelling at you,
Mhm.
and it's like in a good way, like they want to do the best.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Yeah.
let's go, motivation. I need that sometimes. Like
Mhm.
every sport that I was in, it was always a coach.
Did it
behind
wake you
my
up?
ear. It did, in a sense where I was just like, holy shit. And then that was it. And then from there, I know things toned down. And that's when you guys hit me up. I was just like, what?
Yeah.
It was funny because I said I was gonna hit you guys up because I didn't know you guys even had a program. I was just like, I was like, shit, all right, let's see what's up. Because I
Yeah.
thought I was like, oh, maybe the program is being part of the workouts or some shit like on the free workout. I don't know.
Mhm.
So that's when I was like, all right, cool. And then, I went all in. I was like, let's do it. A lot of people asked me, like, what clicked? What clicked? I was just like, I'm gonna be honest, it wasn't like one day that it just kind of clicked. It was like a connection of every year
Mhm.
before. And I was like, yes, having my daughter help too and everything. But even then I was just like, it's fucking time. It was like going to one of those videos, like, stop being a fat ass. Let's
Yeah.
fucking go.
Yeah.
Let's do it. And I was just like, you know what? Let's fucking do it.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
see, that's what in the sales side of things, that's what makes, especially in the social media age, that's what makes sales way easier. Like I just signed on a client, same thing, same deal last night. And he was in the same position. Like I've been following you guys for years. He's 27 years old. If it's not now, it's never. There's a lot that I want to learn. There's a lot that I know you guys can
Yeah.
teach me. I'm ready to do this. I'm not expecting to lose it all overnight. He's 280 pounds, but I want to get to 200 pounds in the next year. Okay, cool. We can do
Yeah.
that. And it was easy, like no objections, just straight to it. And I'm like, that's the type of people I want to work
Yep.
with, man. Like no getting on and then I have to like beg you to try to lose weight. Like,
Yep.
no, like that's why we have the brand. So it can filter out all the
Yeah.
bullshit. And it's bringing on people like
Correct.
you who are like, you don't have to babysit me, but we can check in once a week. We're already going to show up for the coaching calls.
Yep.
Like I'm in,
Perfect. So one question that I have is, so what is your guys' goal? Like, what's next for the Vision Twins? What do you guys looking to continue and expanding the program? Or you guys maybe open a facility? What goal do you guys have, that we can maybe look forward to in the future?
Yeah, that's a great question because for right now, man, it's like we just really started launching out the one-on-one coaching last April, May.
Mhm.
So we've just been focusing all of our attention on that, building the community, providing as much value as possible. I mean, getting better as people, getting better as coaches, and then we've had dreams of like opening up a transformation facility, but with this new social media age, man, like I really love not having all the overhead.
Yeah.
You have an office, so
Yeah.
you know what that's like, going and paying rent.
We're in the digital age now.
Yeah, it's
so,
like, dude, we can come in from an office at my house.
But we're in the digital age, but you also have to somehow figure out, because remember, a couple years ago, what was the hottest thing? Selling courses. It doesn't matter what business. You want to be good at crypto? Buy my course. You want to do this? You want to lose weight? And there was, especially weight loss, there was a lot. And they sold it in a way where like you felt like you were getting that guy's one-on-one attention, and it was a freaking set of videos.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I was like, I felt bamboozled, So that does not work anymore. You still have to have that personalized.
Yeah.
And I think you guys do a good job when it comes with the one-on-one calls, the group calls, where you guys have built a community. Because I didn't know what I was getting. I was straight up blind,
Yeah.
So that I think is a secret sauce a lot of people don't do. Because I have a lot of friends, and I'm sorry, you guys know who you guys are. They're personal trainers. And some of them are more like specialized, like for basketball players only, and and for younger kids, and that's fine. But I see what they're doing, and I go, you're missing that sauce.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how to do it. Everybody's different, but you're missing it. And then everybody learns entrepreneurship. It doesn't matter what business is. What I tell people, you got to learn how to market. You got to learn how to like pay yourself. You got to learn how to do expenses.
Yep.
Doesn't matter what business it's in. You're gonna learn these things forcefully, and then eventually it becomes normal. I mean, I didn't even open up my first bank account for like a couple of years. Like, I need a bank account. I need credit. I didn't. I didn't know. I thought I was just money here and money there. I got to pay taxes.
Yeah.
So you learn all this stuff, and then that's when you become business savvy. And then it's like, all right, how do we move the business plan to grow? So
essentially, it's just keep doubling down, scaling what we're doing, and like
I think scaling the private Facebook group,
scaling
community.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. Like even hosting an event like this where we have that one-on-one connection. Like even when we promote it to the people out here, like we only have a few people showing up, and we're okay with that. Like not everybody's going to be able to make it. Not everybody can come. So like there's only so much that we can do in that aspect of like getting people here. But in the next few years, like we know this is going to be like 10, 15, 20 people showing up to an event, and so like we're prepared for that. Like we know we can handle that. But then it's just about like renting out different spaces but I would say just doubling down on the community and getting more members in there, and then just having, I think the biggest thing, man, is just really niching down into the people that we want. Just getting more guys like you, because as you can see, like we have a few women in there right now, which is cool. Like they'll slip through the cracks and they'll sign up. Like I'll just have them sign up, and sometimes it's just kind of hard to be like, no, like we don't want you to join, even though I want to help them. So it's like, I mean, like we'll help, the women who are there, but eventually it's going to be like,
it's got to be the right fit too.
Eventually it's going to be more it's going to be strictly just man and like brotherhood. And then I got my twins, so 15, 20 years, like when they 18, 19 years old and they need a career, like same thing my dad did. We're going to give them into the Vision twins, the early twins. It's going to be boy and a girl. So, I mean, there's going to be that woman aspect of it, but I mean, that's like long term, but in the next few years, it's definitely doubling down on the community, hosting one-on-one events, and then just the live calls, man.
Really, dude, also taking care of like our personal lives too, because for so long we didn't have a life. Like business and like Vision Twins was everything we did for the last 5 years.
We go to Hawaii and we still be teaching live workouts.
Yeah, like I never turned
anything.
Never turned it off.
Never not working.
Always
like,
in the Discord, talking to people. Like
I'm just now learning how to do that. Like this last year, I would say, like getting off, not taking off a little bit, like because I'm still working every day, but just like really putting my phone down and like being there with my girlfriend or like being present. Like that's something like I never knew how to do. And so realizing like there's more things to do outside of life. Like
not waking up and rolling over and checking my clients. And like, update meal
There's
plan.
There's got to be a good balance. There's got to be now, don't get me wrong. And when you start something and it's very similar, like, all right, because there's a lot of entrepreneurs out there that want to be an influencer or whatever, right? When they start that in a weight loss journey, they share so many similarities. You have to double, triple down, and you got to be consistent, and that's where the hard work goes. That's when you got to put in those extra overnights, but it's not forever. It's just to kind of get kickstarted, right? Because a lot of people always try to find like, hey, what's the secret sauce? When people want people like you to tell them, oh, post this video at this time, post this and post this hashtag, and you'll guarantee go viral. That's what people are looking for, but that's not how this works. You guys
it comes from the story, man. And thankfully, we did it. We understood this at 2021 is like, hey, these next 4 or 5 years, COVID's not going to be forever.
And like, AI and like fucking all this fake shit.
We knew like we were counting that we could hear the clock ticking in our head. Like we knew at 21, like we can't be out partying like the rest of our college friends and like doing all that shit. Like we slept on the floor. Like didn't have a car, we'd go to the park, teach the workouts. Like we knew what that clock was ticking.
Yeah.
So we went all in, and I'm telling you, man, like for us going all in, it's not like, oh, we posted 3 times a day and then we like set our phone down and then play with the kids. Like, no, we didn't have any kids at the time. It was every single second of the day. We were talking to a client, we were posting a video, we were filming a video, we were live, we were doing something that had to do with Vision Twins every waking moment of the day. I'm not kidding, man. Like every waking moment. And that's what Angela's saying. Like the past year and a half, we've been able to kind of like, okay, we've had the one-on-one. We have people who can like, who've seen what we've done.
Yeah.
They respect the value in the program. They're ready to lose weight. We're coaching them. And that's where we really what we want to do. But those first 4 years, man, we were every waking hour. Like, and most people like, and you'll hear it in like the Hormozy bros and all that type of stuff. Like, you'll hear like, you have to really go hard and like, bro, let's sleep on the floor. Like we did that. Man. Like it's not, I can't, I wish I could, I'm not over exaggerating and I wish I could.
We have videos, man.
Really
Like our shit was
like,
just,
it was every like Vision Twins was.
My brain was only. I didn't know how to think of anything else besides like work.
That was it.
It's kind of like, and especially for your weight loss journey too. And you know this, like, it's like take a rocket leaving Earth out of space. Like it takes a lot of energy for it to get up and up. But as soon as you break through the atmosphere, it's going. It's cruising at that point, and you need to just turn on the engine a little bit just to keep it going every once in a while. But like once you got that thing flowing. The hardest battle is just getting it out of freaking out of orbit, essentially.
Taking off on a plane, like it's going, it has to rev up the engines and goes, and then it starts to lift off, you know. But to get that lift and to get it going,
you have to put in so much shit just to get it to go. So,
that you're right. I mean, that's absolutely right. I want to touch upon the first time that you guys got approached by like a news station and stuff like that. How did that happen? Did they find you guys, or didn't they do like a segment on you guys and stuff like that?
They've done one for us in like New York, or not New York. So our first one actually was on TikTok.
Okay.
From
Spain.
Like 2020.
Spain.
Yeah, from Spain.
From Spain.
Wow.
And this is like a month into starting TikTok because like we said, we were growing really fast. And so I wrote down, like I made like a vision board. Like I wrote down like 300 things that like I wanted to achieve in my life. They've changed now, but like I saw this Steve Harvey video. He said, write down 300 things. You're going to get tapped out at about 50, but like keep going.
Yep.
So, all right, like fuck it. He's successful. I'll do it too. So I wrote down 300 things. And like one of them was appear on news. And then within a month of us like doing all our shit, a news channel from like Spain hosted a Zoom call with us and like did one during COVID and like made a special on us. I was like, damn, like I didn't think this vision board shit was real, but like I just checked it off the list and like it just happened. So that was our first one. Then we've done
Snapchat like sent to executive. Came to
they did like
house.
They
did like a story on us for Snapchat. We done a few Snapchat ones.
Florida.
And we did PCB when we moved out there. That was just word of mouth. Like
here in Arizona, they found us.
Yeah.
California, Arizona.
Now, with all of this press, right, and social media, how do you guys deal with like maybe being recognized or something like that? Going to the grocery store, do you guys get that?
You know, thankfully, so that comes down to, I would say, the being identity, like as a person, because it's interesting when my energy was, I just want to be famous, that would happen a lot. Like we go out to the grocery store, we go to the gym, and people would recognize us. But so now, man, like I would say my focus has gone away from that, like expecting people to come and talk to me. Now it's just like I go to the gym here down the street, just like everybody else. I get my workout in, I go fucking hard, and you know nobody knows who I am, and I love that. Like it feels good.
Every
like,
once in a while, there's somebody, maybe like 2 or 3 times a month, somebody will recognize. Actually, probably a lot more than that, but like
I'll say two, three
those
times
guys.
It happens quite often, honestly, but like not like on a daily basis type thing.
If we're going to like going out to eat at a restaurant, somebody will come up to us. But I've noticed like as we stop chasing the followers, obviously like the virality part of it that stops happening, and so I just really enjoy that. Like I'd rather just focus on my people. Like I'm really over chasing the followers. It's a vanity metric, and really just that one-on-one connection, and that's what's really gonna grow, you know, the business. That's what's gonna grow you as a person. Is like is your people. Chasing virality, man, especially in 2025, is lame. No, I think it's so.
We gotta adapt to the times.
It's so 2020.
Yeah, but you'd be surprised. I mean, people still try to. They find because there was a blueprint that's already happened. They're like, oh, let me try to keep replicating. Especially with social. I mean, things are changing so fast. You got to stay on top of that.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, one last question. Content. When it comes to your guys' content, how do you guys curate that? Do you guys like discuss together? Do you guys use the feedback from the community? How do you guys, because recently I've seen content where you guys are giving tips about food recipes or how to shop or what to eat or what not to eat or things that you can eat that people didn't think, like, you know, like if you want to have Coke, then have Coke Zero. Don't have the Coke with the sugar. Now there's just so many options out there. So how do you guys come up with those ideas when it comes to your content?
What's funny is we haven't actually filmed a new piece of content in like probably a month and a half.
Okay.
So everything
It
you're seeing
changes
right
around,
now,
bro. Like
and everything you're seeing right now is just reposted stuff.
Yeah.
Things that probably haven't gotten as many views, we'll just post it again. And that's just giving us more time to focus on our clients because on the back end, like we're still working, like we still got calls to take,
Time
we still got
consuming
clients.
too.
Yeah, we still got a ton of clients. So like we just been focusing on that and we'll post an old video to do well.
Yep.
And like what I'm noticing is like, man, those videos are still hitting. Like videos we filmed in January of our workouts, they're still, doing 500,000 views. And so I'm like, okay, so really getting on there and trying to post a brand new piece of content every day is like, sure, maybe some people like that's how they want to operate, but for us, like we don't necessarily need to do that just because we have like 3,000, I don't even know, 3,300 posts on Instagram. So like, I mean, really, what's another post?
it's like another job, man. It's like you can be a content creator,
Right.
you can be a coach, or like just the business side of things.
Yep.
Because running a business itself is a whole job.
Yep.
Being a coach itself is a full job. Being a content, so we do all three. So like we just diversify like our time, and so some days we'll film spending on content.
Yeah.
This day is or most of the week is usually coaching, and then one day it's like we review the business, do everything. Like, so we really just we spread out our time, but really the content, man. Like to answer your question, like the feedback, we do read feedback from like what people like. So we always ask you like, hey, what do you want to see? Like, recipes, all that shit. So we have that. We have our workouts because some people want workouts. So we really just diversify between workouts, nutrition videos, and then like talking like this is the best thing, how to lose 5 pounds in a minute or something like that. Just like that, we do some of those, and then also what was that? Like transformation,
like testimonials, like posting our clients who lost weight with us.
Yeah,
showing like, hey, this is where we're actually spending most of our time is doing the coaching. Yeah. So when it comes to like content and like how we curate it, it's sometimes we'll just spend a whole Sunday and like be 4 hours. That's what we're doing.
Scripting out ideas, writing videos, and
but then it is constantly changing, right? It's 2025, so like something that was working last month isn't going to be hitting this month. It's going to be a different topic. And so for us, it's just more leaning into the authenticity, man. Like, because you can find recipes and like, we don't really want to be known for the recipes or your workouts, which we do love. Like we do want to be known for the workouts. So that's a big staple of it. But really it's like us showing up on camera together or just if it's just one of us showing up on camera and just being real, like being authentic. Yeah. Because people are going to buy identity, like, especially in 2025. It's not going to be the tips and tricks and how to do a tricep workout or how to do a cardio machine. People with ChatGPT, people pretty much already know how to do all that. Now it's like, okay, who are the people behind all this? Like who's the identity that I want to go with? And people are going to go with their different identities. So it's for us, okay, we got like, this is our brand. This is who we are.
That's why we stay in shape all the time. Cause it's like,
that's who we
this
are.
This is what we're representing. Like this is what we are.
So just being like authentic, that's what we're really diving into is just like authentic content. I filmed a video with Matt right out of the sauna. I'm like, hey, Matt, what's your, right after the sauna, like live thoughts, how are you feeling? How long would it have taken you to lose this weight if you didn't have this coaching? Would it taken me, God knows how long. I probably would have only lost 40 pounds. And then I asked him, how would you still keep going with it? He's like, I probably would have given up. See, it's just about that connection because we haven't given up. We expect our clients never to give up.
No, you're right. You're right about that. No, I mean, listen, guys, we'll cut it up there. I appreciate you guys, joining on the podcast. Their socials, their handles, everything's going to be posted on my page if you guys haven't seen enough already. But definitely will be on the videos. Listen, if you guys are looking into making that next step, definitely reach out to them. If you want a personalized testimonial, a real answer, feel free to hit me up. A lot of my friends and family are hitting me up and they're like, yo, what's your secret? I'll tell you what the secret is. They're right here. So, I mean, this ain't fake. I'm not injecting myself or nothing like that. And then maybe by the time you see this video, I'll be down even more weight. So just stay tuned.
You say you're what, 88 pounds?
100 pounds.
Yeah, 100 pounds down. But that was just the essential first goal to kind of get there. And then, now we're seeing where we can kind of go.
Is it 210?
Let's see if we can kind of get 230 was what we wrote down, but I think we can kind of surpass that.
Oh, we're going to pass it, bro.
I think we're going to surpass that. So, and then we'll take it from there. And, I think the mentality and the mindset that I have right now and how I built that is so huge. And I think that's actually the way to keep the weight off versus, like you said, somebody getting surgery. I've known people that got in surgery.
Yeah, I wish we would have talked on that, man.
And
Because
then
I fucking hate that
we
shit.
can talk about it right now. I mean, people that, and that's why it's unfiltered. We're gonna wrap it.
Yeah.
We're gonna bring it back.
All right, let's do that real quick.
A lot
Let's
of
do that.
people have gotten surgery, and from my perspective now, okay, because it was cool. I've seen the instant gratification. I'm like, damn, they look good. But then I start looking. I'm like, time goes by. I'm like, oh, they're putting weight back on. And I think, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, I think the reason why is because they never were mentally prepared for what was to come. Like, all right, you just kind of like went like this, your fat's gone, and then they're like, but I'm still eating like shit. Or they don't know about, they didn't build the foundation.
Mhm.
So it's like it's a broken formula. It's just like getting your car washed, but the next day it's gonna get dirty again. So I was just like, I understand me, I don't know how to explain. I understand why now. I look at it, I'm like, you see, this is why I'm glad I took this route, where like my mind is just like ready for this and ready for these small little battles.
You're never.
The time
Here's
is
the
gonna
thing,
go
man.
by. The time is gonna go by either way.
Yeah.
Either you get the surgery and then next week you've already lost 100 pounds, but then so either you get the surgery next week you've lost 100 pounds, or you sign
Yeah.
up for our coaching
Yeah.
and you still are gonna lose 100 pounds. 12 months is gonna go by and you've lost the weight, but most importantly, you've learned how to keep it off for the rest of your life. Instead of getting the surgery, you lose 100 pounds by next week.
Yep.
But then you're gaining more weight. You've never learned how to keep it off. You don't know what to get when you go to the grocery store. You don't know how to track your calories. You have no idea what
Man,
portion sizing is.
There's
You
some,
don't know how to work out. There's all those other factors that are missing
yeah.
if you get surgery.
Yeah.
There's some coaches, man, and like we've burned relationships with people
Who've gotten surgery.
who've gotten surgery because like it's
They'll try to like talk about the mentality.
like you
About
don't even
what it
know what
takes
the
to-
fuck you don't know
They
what the
they
fuck
try to
it
talk about the
takes.
mentality, and then we're like, and then they like try to butt shoulders with us, and we're like, hold on. Like we were cool as a person,
Yeah.
but then it's like, wait,
Yeah.
no, you don't get it, man. You don't.
You're
be
not
bumping up
that.
shoulders
Like-
with me.
Like
Yeah,
Kendrick
don't get
Lamar,
it.
you're not like us. Like that's why I take so much pride in this because it is a bit of an ego too. But like, man, there's people out there that get surgery and then go sell weight loss coaching, and I'm like, just tell them what you did, bro. Like, give them your surgeon. That's all you got to do. Like, you didn't do anything, bro. You got your stomach shrinked, so you physically couldn't eat anything. You didn't have to go through like 8 o'clock at night. Man, I'm fucking hungry, and
Yeah.
telling yourself no and going to bed. That's a skill that like if you
Yeah.
don't have to, if you've never done it naturally, you'll never get that.
Yeah.
Same thing with Ozempic, man. Like you're literally turning off your ability to eat food when you're on Ozempic and Manjaro or all those different like shots that you take to lose weight. You don't really get what it takes to lose weight.
Yeah.
And like people that go out there and say, I went on a weight loss journey, I lost 60 pounds, you're still fat. I'll be honest. Like I've seen people that
Yeah.
are weight loss coaches that got surgery. They don't look any better, man. Like you still look like a fat
Yep.
ass.
They got
You
this.
still
They
look
got the scars
disgusting.
on their body, and like we're not talking about war scars. We're talking about like
Surgery
like,
scars.
surgery scars of a needle and a knife,
And that's gonna
skin
piss a lot of
reduction.
people off that I said that. But like I don't give a fuck. Like
Not our people.
because when you do something, like it's a
Yeah.
lot of pride behind like actually getting there. It's like someone getting
Imagine
handed
somebody
a-
came to you and said, "Oh, who's your surgeon?"
It's happened.
Right?
People have asked
How would
me.
you feel?
Or
about
another
that?
thing
yeah.
is like you're in business, right? And someone says, "Oh, like I'm just as good of a business owner as
Yeah.
you," but like you went through
Yeah.
years and years and years and years and years of like what it really takes to grow a business,
learning
and then
that
someone just gets
experience,
handed a
you can't-
business.
yeah,
It's like
exactly.
you're like,
Yep.
man, you don't know what it actually takes. Like that's the piss off. part
That's
about it.
crazy that I didn't know that. That's crazy you mentioned that, like people have gotten surgery and then they're like, hey, I'm gonna show you how to, I'm like,
Yeah.
show what? Like you said, just you're gonna show them the surgeon?
Just give them your surgeon's
Because
phone number.
that's something that happens. It happens online, but it happens a lot with girls.
Yeah.
They get their bodies done
hmm
and then they're going and
And then they're fitness coaches.
and they're at the gym for like doing
Yeah.
5 reps and they're like,
Yeah.
hey, learn how I got this body.
and
they're
people
fit.
believe it too, which is
Yes.
actually crazy.
And I'm like, do you not remember that girl 3 weeks ago
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
no body? What is going on here?
Yeah.
And people believe it, and then they're like, sure, I'll buy whatever she's selling, or he's selling too. Sometimes it's more common with girls because they can get their bodies done versus a guy. I mean, you're not gonna you can get fake 6-pack if you want, but that's not really that common. So that's crazy to hear that somebody has gotten surgery, lost the fat, and is like, hey, I'll show you how to do it.
There's a lot of them, man. I
That's
know
nuts.
2 to 3 off the top of my head who we don't
Yeah,
associate with anymore, who have done that and like try to rub shoulders and talk about mentality with us, and it's like we really can't even, and that we really can't even. Be
Now
on
the
same
thing
wavelength
is,
there.
now don't get me wrong, like I'm sure because they're on a high right now. They're like, yo, I look good, whatever. That's cool, that's great, but they our mentality and their mentality is two different worlds.
Mhm.
It's not the same. And then what sucks is that it's like the blind leading the blind. Like,
Yeah, because
Mhm.
here's the thing. Like, I know where you were at,
yeah,
and like now that I'm in a different position. But like, you did the surgery route, and I did the real route. It's like I know the mentality you had when you
Yeah.
first started, and I think you're a bitch. Like
Yeah.
that's what I'll say. I think you're a bitch
Yeah.
for getting surgery. As a man, that's
Yeah.
like you're just avoiding the hard shit,
Yeah.
and like that's why I respect you and like our clients because you know what you're getting into
Yeah.
is like not going to
Yeah.
be easy. You know it's
Yeah.
a fucking challenge. That's why I'm willing to go to bat with
Yeah.
you. I'm willing to fight with you in the trenches because I know what it's like to be where you're at and like needing that extra push.
Yeah.
That's why I show up so hard as I do.
That's true. No, that's true. I mean, that's it's gonna be a hot topic. I wouldn't be surprised if people start,
I'm
leaving
ready
some
for it.
comments on
Go ahead.
So they're not. That's the thing. It's like it's just not our people, man. Like,
Yeah.
and it's only gonna hit ears and hit the
Yeah.
minds of the right people who want to actually join with us. Because I hop on calls
Yeah.
every day. And I'm like, hey, have you ever thought about I asked them this just to preface, like, hey, have you ever thought about taking Ozempic or any
Yeah.
weight loss pills or the surgery? No, okay. Like, I'm just curious why you haven't gone down that route. There are a lot of guys who do take that route where you're at. Why not you? Oh, because I want
Yeah.
to do it the right way. I want to do it natural. Da da da. Okay, just got to be clear because this isn't a surgery. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
have you be taking anything.
I'm not going to sell you a supplement either. Like
Yeah.
we're not going to. There's companies that want us to do supplement stuff, and I like supplements, but
Yeah.
it's our thing. Like I'm never going to promote someone else's thing for right now until I feel like I'm really in alignment with another
Yeah.
company.
That's
And-
important because there's a lot of companies. I mean, I'll keep it simple because a lot of people might know, like a financial company like Charles Schwab.
Mhm.
You want to invest your money with them, and then they start selling you their products. That's the way it works. Like, hey, man, I can make you X amount of money, but you got to buy our stock.
Mhm.
So they kind of they're forcing it to you in a way. Whether it's good or bad, that's fine. In your guys' case, and from me being a client, there is no products. What you get is what you see, and that's it. And then it's very customized to the point where it's like, which is crazy because there's a lot of members. And you guys are literally like tweaking everybody's. What happened on the calls? You're like somebody be like, "Yeah, man, I hurt my." I mean, there's been injuries and stuff like that. I can't run. What do I do? And instead of you guys are like saying like, "Oh, stop running," you're like, "Nah, there's a machine that you can do this." And like, I'm already like, "Wait, what?" I didn't even know there was a sitting down elliptical. Like our boy Gene,
Mhm.
the fact that I was like, he's lost 200 plus pounds. I'm like, that's crazy. And I'm like, I remember I took my time. I was like, I didn't even know this machine even existed. I'm like, it's good to know in case I ever do get injured, I bust my ass or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm hurt. I can at least do a workout, and it's cool because at the gym I do see some people that are handicapped. There's a guy that so much respect for this guy. There's two guys. One guy he has a amputee leg, so he has one leg, and I didn't even know because he's walking normal, and he literally takes it off and he starts running. And I'm like, yo! And then there's one guy who's in a wheelchair, which the first time I saw him, I was like, yo, do I help him? You can tell he's like moving his thing, doing what he got to do, and then get to it, bro. I'm like, damn, so much respect, bro. I'm like, that's crazy.
But you can't lose weight though.
Yeah.
But you don't have the time. You don't have the
Nah.
energy. You don't have the motivation.
Even having two legs, man, with the amputees, I see that, man. That's what makes me go so
Yeah.
hard on the treadmill. While I do these random ass
Yeah.
marathons, man, it's like it's for those who can't.
Yep. Awesome, guys. Well, I appreciate it. You guys got extra B-roll today, so you better thank me, thank them. Definitely, I'm pretty sure it's not the first time we'll do a podcast together. So well, stay tuned. I'll show you guys my weight loss journey, and then again, feel free to reach out. Definitely hit them up. They got a lot of golden content. That's the way that I look about it. Like, I mean, the value. I mean, you go to their page right now, and you're gonna see things that you may have heard from somebody else, but it's just so crystal clear that it clicks. So hopefully, we can help you guys out, and you don't have to be 350 pounds to get them to help you. There's a lot of people that are just wanting to get to the point where they want to be ripped or they want to lose that extra belly fat. You guys are already skinnier than me, but you want to get over that hump. They will help you get over that hump. So definitely reach out to them, and then we'll take it from there. That's it for this podcast, and peace.